Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio, a place where dreams take flight, with authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives and meaningful conversations, where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover world-class education, entertainment, hope and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our channel, USA Global TV. Download our app, USA Global TV. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. Thanks to our founder and executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang from Cloud Road Music. Voiceover artist Mike Porter. Creative direction by Paul Garcia. USA Global TV and Radio, your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we proudly provide world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. Our show today is The Power of Etiquette and Manners, and I'm thrilled to be joined by my dear friend, the star of our show, Mr. Philip Sykes. Mr. Philip Sykes is a legend when it comes to etiquette and manners. And etiquette and manners is not just for posh people, as he will tell you, and his organization, the British School of Excellence, will instill these values in you to help you have respect for yourself and respect for others. Let's welcome Philip. He is the president and founder, the principal of the British School of Excellence. Hello, my friend. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, Dr. Jacalyn. It's almost Friday. We can't say it yet, but it's one day to Friday, and we are now. I mean, where's this year going? It's just frightening. We're going to be seeing each other literally in 5 weeks' time.
It's crazy. And the first time that we got together in London with Leanne, we had so much fun presenting and just laughing and enjoying the culture there in the UK. It's tremendous. Philip, tell us a little bit about your organization, why you're so passionate about it.
Well, here at the British School of Excellence, we really thrive on helping people put their best foot forward. And this is the essence, this is the belief, this is the core foundation of the British School of Excellence, formerly the British School of Etiquette. And we do give people the opportunity and the tools. So we create toolboxes for every individual that walks through the door on giving them that ability to elevate their game, elevate themselves, elevate their lifestyle, elevate their relationships, whether it be personal, amongst friends, whether it be in the business world, whether they are entrepreneurs. We really do give people the quintessential tools and the confidence to step forward. And one of our flagship courses and programs is our Train the Trainer, people who want to really step into this industry and coach in this specific industry. And it opens doors for you everywhere in the world, whether you want to work with children, teenagers, adults, businesses, you want to work with luxury brands, you want to just elevate yourself and just the way you show up in life. It is absolutely fundamental. One of our students openly said that he got a 16,500% return on his investment having engaged with our organization. We are passionate about what we do. We are very, very good at what we do. Don't take my word for it. We've got the most incredible testimonials that are displayed all over the internet, and you can see them on YouTube. So that is what we do, and it is through the power of etiquette, manners, emotional intelligence, our body language, the way we dress, the way we present ourselves, the way we walk into a room. Everything is about how we as human beings can elevate ourselves.
Thank you so much, Philip, for that. And by the way, I'm a graduate of the Train the Trainer program in November last year. So I've been through the program. I know how effective it is. I know all the tools that I was able to take with me. And even for someone like myself who is on television, I learned a number of things. And by the way, I put this jacket on because I was coming on this show, because I know I shouldn't have my bare arm showing. So anyway, I want to move into our topic today, which is the silent languages, body language, and nonverbal etiquette. And a look can say so much, can it? We don't have to say anything with our words, but our body says it for us.
More than anyone ever realizes. This is, I just want everyone out there to understand the power behind our body language. If any of you think that the best way of communication is verbal, as in voice, noise, speaking, words, I'm going to cut you short there on that mindset, because here in this world, the body language, our communication, it's what we don't say that is so powerful. So just what Dr. Jacalyn was saying there, when you walk into a room, don't forget people see you before they hear you. I want you to understand that. So the first impression is going to be a lasting impression. And when people connect with you, they are looking at you, they're weighing you up, whether you like it or not. And it is done in the subconscious a lot of the time. The conscious brain is there to assess other aspects, but there's a part of the brain that will do a scan of every single person that steps into an environment one way or the other. And this is the power of our body language and how we present ourselves. When we talk about body language, we also talk about presentation. What you wear really, really matters. And that for me is a fundamental tool and skill set that every single one of us out there can adopt. You know, one of our amazing coaches who's in the fashion sector is a very dynamic stylist and image consultant. Her words are, it takes just as much effort to put on an old t-shirt as it does a beautiful shirt or a nice blouse. So think about this, ladies and gentlemen, because the power of body language will always, always speak volumes, but so silently.
Thank you, Philip. I'd love to share with you that just the other day, someone who watches our shows sent me a message and said, "Why are you always so buttoned up? Like, we can't see any skin," which I thought was a very interesting comment. And I thought to myself, I am pretty much always wearing, something that comes up to my neck because that's my brand. I'm leading a team. I've got a business. It's my presence. And that's the image that I've created for myself. So can you talk a little bit to our friends out there who are business owners? And obviously there are people who are creatives. I think you and I are both creative, but at the same time, we are presenting a different image of ourselves. If you showed up today and you had on a tank top, I think I would literally fall over. So can you talk to our business owners about how they're showing up?
Huge fact here. And Dr. Jacalyn, why aren't you showing more cleavage? That's what I don't understand. Okay. I know it's a little bit tongue in cheek, but with all due respect, men, women, we do really need to make an effort and think about the environment that we're going into. People take you more seriously. And it doesn't mean you're serious and you all sort of formal and that sort of thing. They take you more seriously. They look at you and think this person means business. This person looks polished. This person definitely makes an effort and takes care of themselves. And that again are these unanswered questions, because no one walks into a room and say, "Hey, look how well dressed I am. I mean business and I'm being serious." It's the volume of communication that how we present ourselves and how we dress makes a big difference. And I really emphasize that. And just yesterday, I was having a conversation with one of our amazing past students all the way over in California. She came on a program. Her daughter's been on a 5-day program with us. And I've met the family. I feel very close to them. And she is actually in an industry where she talks about, she's got a business called The Headshot. She does headshots, and she's called Headshots in the area. And she's inundated with customers, clients, and she's very blessed. But a lot of people think they're just going to show up and she's going to snap away with the camera. Well, it goes a lot deeper into the whole journey and the experience that she delivers. And people walk out of there completely different individuals. They walk out of there elevated, because not only has she come and given them the idea of it's not just about posing and having a headshot, but what are you wearing? And her husband has a business which is focusing on the sort of more techie side of things. It's an AI organization. And as one can appreciate, a lot of people sitting behind computers and working on AI projects may not be that, overly facing the public or going into a huge amount of meetings. They tend to be dealing with a lot of technology. And so maybe they don't dress in a way that would be expected for a specific meeting. And she's given the whole company, the 25 individuals that work for the organization, a very interesting understanding that even when you dress beautifully or you dress accordingly, you will be that much more dynamic and that much more productive. And I want to go back into an environment which no one wants to venture into. But back when COVID kicked in, people were coming down in their pajamas, their dressing gowns, and maybe they were even working, with a pair of sleeping shorts on and very little else on. That has a mega negative effect on your mindset, because you don't feel elevated. It's subconscious again. The moment you put clothing that you feel looks good on you, that fits your physique, that's got the right color combination for your complexion, you will feel elevated in the most dynamic way. And I want people to test that out.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Philip. And I want to just add, when it comes to fashion, nonverbal etiquette, especially with women, and I've been guilty of this myself over the years. When I was in corporate, I was always in heels, 5-6 inch high heels, walking in a city on sidewalk. And you can tell that it's not comfortable because you're not standing up properly. You're kind of, you're meandering, and you're obviously in a lot of pain, and people can see that. When I'm in the airport and I see a woman with giant high heels, I think to myself, oh my gosh, wait until a few years from now and you will be sorry that you did that. So meaning that dressing appropriately for the situation as well. I love a nice pair of heels. Maybe wait till you get at the gate and then put them on. But trying to go through an international terminal to get somewhere, that's another story. So I think silent body language, this is one that people know. I just saw somebody being interviewed, and the interviewee was like this with hands crossed. What does that say to you, Philip?
That you're closed. Look, unless the air conditioning was so cold that they were trying to warm up. Now, that is obviously a body language action. We often do that when we're cold, and we're trying to sort of make sure we can try and stay as warm as possible. But with all due respect, when you are in an environment where you are being interviewed, you're connecting with people, and Dr. Jacalyn, if you were to ask me a question that I felt uncomfortable about, and I just went like that all of a sudden, immediately you can see that I'm telling you that I'm not comfortable with that. I don't even need to, my facial expression might shift, and immediately you'll be able to read my body language before I've even uttered one word or even come close to trying to answer your question. So we need to be very aware of what our body is emitting conversation-wise. And when I also refer to that, I mean your hand movement, your body language, whatever's coming out of your mouth, your body language must complement. So, for example, if I said to someone, come on this journey with me, that's really sort of I'm falling back. I'm not really moving forward. But if I said, let's go on this journey together, let's move forward together, I'm coming in, I'm leaning in, I'm showing that I'm really putting an emphasis. I mean what I say. I'm being able to put my money, my mouth, my body language, boom, and I'm sealing that. I'm able to convince someone to trust me, to come and join me on that specific journey. So understanding that when we connect with people, we don't want to ever do things that would come across as being negative or hostile. Another area of body language is we don't want to ever point negativity to ourselves. In other words, I had a bad experience when I worked with that last company, and I've now pointed to myself, bad experience. That now is just putting a huge dampener on who I am and my whole energy and how I'm coming across now. Where we can circumvent something like that, because we have had a bad experience. I had a bad experience with that last company. I really felt it pushed me down. It didn't give me the elevation that I'd so deserved. When I joined this new amazing organization, I felt so comfortable. I felt respected, and it really elevated me. Now there you can see how the body language is so powerful.
Absolutely. It really says everything. And by the way, we have a comment from someone on LinkedIn, Kanita El Arabi. I hope I said that right. Good evening. Thank you for being here.
Assalamu alaikum, Kanita. So it's good to have people watching this, and I hope people are taking some golden nuggets away from this. I really do, because every time we do something, and it comes to connecting and engaging with people, whether you walk into a shop, coffee shop, where you walk into a meeting, bring your beautiful energy and your body language. Even if you're having a tough day mentally and emotionally, bring your A game, make it about other people, smile, bring that beautiful eye contact, add some energy to your face, because in that moment, you will see a light bulb turn on with people around you. And I tell you this because I do this daily. If I go out, no matter how I'm feeling, I walk into a room and I will greet people with beautiful energy. I will make sure that I'm not getting lost in my own thoughts, especially if I've had a bit of a rough start to the day or a negative thought has entered my mind. I shift it and I turn it around. And every single one of us has the opportunity to do this. It's a choice. And something that I learned many, many years ago, it is impossible to have a positive and negative thought at the same time. So look at something that triggers you to elevate you being more positive, to elevate you bringing your A game and your energy, and make it about other people. So on that note, I mentioned eye contact. Let's move away from the negativity and that sort of thing. But eye contact is one of the most wonderful aspects of connecting with people. Now, in certain cultures, one may not give prolonged eye contact, which is understandable. Some cultures might look down because they're showing respect. But in general, in the business world, by making eye contact, I always look at making eye contact as the window to someone's soul. You can really see and feel a lot with genuine eye contact. And eye contact's not necessarily or not at all about staring someone down. When we talk about eye contact, you want to work on the human triangle. So you make eye contact for 3 seconds, long enough to ascertain the color of someone's eyes. Then you can move to the nose, the chin, their left ear, their right ear. They might have a nice little necklace on, or they might have a pair of earrings if it's someone who's a female or even male. And you can connect on this area. You stay connected facially. And that is very, very powerful. So 3 seconds, long enough to ascertain the color of their eyes, then move to the human triangle. We then want to really understand, what is my face telling the other person? Someone once shared with me an amazing quote or anecdote is, I need to teach my face to listen to my inside voice. And those are very key aspects of how we connect with people. We really need to turn ourselves on. We need to shift our facial expressions. And then what are we doing with our hands? Are we making pasta and pizza? Are we slowing things down? Are we using our hands accordingly and appropriately? So those are just some tools and sort of finite tools to share with people listening to this program.
Philip, I've never heard that before with the pasta and pizza, but I can see that. That's a perfect example. I want our audience to know that you have the most energy of anyone I've ever seen. And I'm not just exaggerating. From spending the time with you in London, you have a smile on your face all the time. You're always pleasant and kind and gracious. And the energy that you have running up and down those escalators, it's just amazing to me. So he is the real deal. That's what I want everyone to know. You're
and
always
powerful effect, Dr. Jacalyn. It does. It has such a powerful effect on me personally, but it emits this energy and it gets noticed. And it just pays dividends. There's no negativity to it, apart from maybe falling down an escalator.
Very true. It reminds me of our friend Red O'Loughlin. His comment is excellent as always. How are you? I'm excellent as always. So it is a mindset, and I appreciate you for bringing it every single time and in all interactions. It's tremendous. If I came to the show, I started the show and I was like this: good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What would you be thinking?
That something is upsetting you, that maybe you started the day on the wrong sort of footing, or you're preoccupied, or you're not in the room, you're not in the zone. And this is so, so powerful. Everybody out there listening to this, learn a tool on how to be situationally aware and how to be present. Present intelligence is so fundamental. I know for a fact that Dr. Jacalyn and I, before every show, we do not have a mobile phone in striking distance for obvious reasons. But even if we did and it was on silent and the screen is facing us and someone sends a message and the phone lights up, that's a distraction. That means I'm not present. Means I'm actually, now my attention's been drawn elsewhere. People think we can multitask. Dr. Jacalyn, you're the first one to really share with people on, well, I know you're going to be delivering some incredible material when we meet next in London, but being truly present in the art of really listening and connecting and engaging. This is such a powerful aspect of how we show up every single day. So going back to your question, if you were appearing like that, I would be very concerned, because I know you, but even if I didn't know you, I would be very concerned, and I would try and find out through certain positive energy and questioning, how are you getting on? Is there anything I can support you in? And really try and understand what might be upsetting you, or what might be causing your posture and your body language to be communicating the way it is across to me and whoever else might be viewing that particular posture from your body.
Yes, agreed. I do think for strangers, if they saw me starting a show like this, why would they want to listen? I think that maybe the followers would start dropping off if that's how I was presenting myself every time, because it shows to me I'm not fully present. I'm not fully engaged. And we have another comment, by the way, from LinkedIn user. Powerful stuff we should all be aware of. Thank you very much.
More than powerful. And on that note, Dr. Jacalyn, again, the world shifted and we had to adapt. You and I, we've known each other near on 5 years now. We all had to adapt really, really quickly when that wretched COVID kicked in. And people still to this day, you would have thought they would have mastered the art of using their body language through this medium, and they get it so wrong. And I'm not there to knock anyone, but I want people to understand that everything we do is about connecting. Now, this medium is a medium we can really connect, bar being able to shake hands, but I can still connect with you. I can still engage with my audience. I can still, Dr. Jacalyn, you feel that when I'm connecting with you, I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at a screen down here and you're seeing my forehead, or I'm not being distracted because something else is going on in the room. My lighting is absolutely 100% enough lighting to give me that elevation, that reflection, that I can be seen. I've got a green screen behind me so I can project an image, but you don't need a green screen. You can have a beautiful white background. It is so important in the fact of good communication. It shows that you're prepared. And what really is upsetting to see is people on international television shows who still communicate via Zoom or Teams or whatever the medium is, and they don't have a clue. They're looking down at a camera, you're looking at nostril hairs, or they're just not in the room. They're talking blah, blah, blah. And what comes out of their mouths might be very interesting, but their whole persona, their whole being is not present. They're not connecting directly with the audience. And that is a real finite point. So anyone out there doing interviews, doing meetings, doing anything along these lines, show up wearing the right clothing. Make sure you connect with your camera. Make sure your computers are all charged up. There is no excuse. And make sure that you have a good background and good lighting, and that you sit or stand, as Dr. Jacalyn and I do through all our coaching and all our shows. We stand. Why? Because it makes us even that much more present. It makes us keep an eye on our posture, because this is not an option standing like this. Immediately, it's just as similar. You coming into the show looking like this, Dr. Jacalyn, and looking, that there in itself just shows that you're not interested, you're not present, and you're not showing up how you're meant to show up.
I really want to give you a round of applause for that, because you just did a major service to all the business owners out there, to all the people who are doing interviews. We're interviewing people, whether it's on a professional level or not. When you're engaging with someone, you're asking questions, you're typically interviewing them. I want to share an experience with you and our audience. This just happened to me recently. I'm not going to say when, but hired a new partner for something, and we set up a specific time to meet. And maybe 10 minutes beforehand, I got an email, oh, can we move this half an hour? And I actually was kind of annoyed, because I scheduled everything around this. I don't know this person, and I didn't feel like they had the permission to move it, but I said, okay, fine. So then the meeting didn't start on time, and the person showed up. They were dressed very disheveled in a way. It looked like they actually just got out of bed or something. And in the middle of my speaking, the person took a phone call. They were literally on the phone while we're having this meeting. And the first thing I thought to myself was, I think I made a mistake by hiring this company, because if I don't know about their quality of work, but if this is the way they're showing up. So after they got off the phone, which they didn't apologize for, they kept interrupting me. And I had to use the 6-second rule, which was, I think I had to go for not even breathing for 2 minutes to calm myself down, which I did. But the experience really left an impression on me. And I've been trying to wonder, should I say something or should I not say anything? Because maybe that's just the way the person is. But that's what resonated with me as a business owner, as someone who's putting out money and their time.
How badly do you need the partnership?
Well, they have my money, so that's the only thing.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, I would ask for your money back and find another partner. Quite frankly, they're not. All they're interested in is taking your money. Really, at the end of the day, they're not interested in you as a customer, as a client. That is just. It's very easy to take people's money and offer a service, but if they're not zoning in on you and focusing on you and giving you their full undivided attention, the fact that you got to postpone by 30 minutes is one thing, and you gave them the grace on that. That for me is, we have to have absolutely a balance, and we have to be in a position to compromise, absolutely. But at the end of the day, it's still unprofessional, especially if they've committed to something. Obviously, something more important came up, maybe a bigger deal. One doesn't know. But I would, if I were in your shoes, I would absolutely be saying something very clearly. And by the way, that's the beautiful power of etiquette and manners. You can tell them in such an amazing way that you don't have to raise any form of anger or aggression. You're just literally telling them to take a long walk off a short pier and make them look forward to that journey. That's the power of etiquette and manners. And that really will serve you, because if it's happened the first time, what's to say it's not going to continue? And there'll be that lackadaisical approach, or you're not a priority. That concerns me more than any. We're detracting from this whole idea, but this is all so intertwined. This is not just one body language and that's it, boom, that's on its own. Everything we're talking about is all about being professional, being dynamic, connecting and communicating. And in that moment that they have now communicated to you, these are all things that have not been said, but you've read between the lines, not wanting to confirm on time, so postponing, not showing up addressed professionally, taking a phone call, that there is a big red flag to me. If they had have said, Dr. Jacalyn, I do apologize, but I've got a very important phone call coming, well, then postpone it. But the fact they took a phone call while they're having a conversation with you is just, it's not acceptable on any level.
Yes, I definitely was thinking to myself, I wonder if there's someone else in the company I can work with instead of this person. And I'm still thinking about that, because I feel like we mirror each other. And I know you've talked about this as well. And that what happened in that interaction is not mirroring my energy. And something else I want to share with the audience, it's, I would say, nonverbal etiquette is, think about not being available all the time. So in other words, if someone texts you or calls you, messages you in some way, you don't have to get back to them immediately, because you might not be emotionally, mentally prepared to get back to that person. And I find that when we take the time and the space to consider what the other person is asking, maybe we're going to come back with a solution that's more on point, or that's a few steps further along than it would have been if we just had that knee-jerk reaction. So can you share with our audience, since we are talking about silent body language, if you and I were in a conversation in person, we're like this, and we can actually see each other, and I asked something of you and you weren't really prepared to give an answer, how would you respond?
Well, hopefully my body language doesn't emit the sort of angst or sort of cautiousness. I would pause, just as you shared, maybe it's not full 6 seconds, but I would pause, I would lean in and I say, that's an interesting question. I don't have the time right now to answer that, or I'm not in a position at this point in time to connect or engage in that particular question. And then if you pushed me, I'd just say, Dr. Jacalyn, with all due respect, I'm really not prepared to continue answering that question, or I'm not going to answer that question. It'll have to wait until I can give you a far more whole or far more, decent answer to your question. And hopefully at that point, it'll resonate with you that I mean business, that I'm laying down something that I'm being very serious about. It's not something that I'm just sort of lackadaisically just throwing out because I just don't feel like connecting or engaging with you or answering your specific question.
No, I love that. It's kind of, to me, if you were a fan of the Sopranos television series, and at the end, the screen faded to black, I wasn't expecting that. I was definitely not expecting that. And so if someone asks you a question, instead of, all kinds of angry or uncomfortable body language, we can merely say, I wasn't expecting that, and I'm not prepared to answer right now, without a whole litany of reasons why I have to do that. Because when we give those reasons, then it's like that person who took the phone call during our meeting. That phone call was more important than I was. So the reasons then become an evaluation. Oh, he can't do this because that's more important. So we don't owe people an explanation. We can just say, with our open body language, hey, Philip, I wasn't actually prepared for that question today. I'll have to get back to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love the fact you use that as an example, because at the end of the day, it's our prerogative. People mustn't feel, even if it's someone senior to you in your organization or someone that you're in a relationship with, you don't need to put yourself out of that sort of zone of you feeling awkward and uncomfortable. You really have to lay that down very clearly. And this is, I suppose, the reversal of asking permission, as you teach and coach people on, is you've asked me in a roundabout way a question, but I'm not giving you permission or I'm not going to allow myself to answer that right here, right now, because I don't have the full answer, or the timing is not right, or I don't have enough information to connect and share with you. And on that note, if you were to pressurize me, Dr. Jacalyn, again, body language, that there's a big stop sign. I would just say, look, as I said earlier, I'm really not in a position right now. It's an interesting question, but I'm not in a position to answer that, or I don't feel comfortable answering that question right now. So again, the power of your body language, that just reiterates and just puts that seal on where you're coming from. And the interesting thing is, as I mentioned, our body language and communication and how we show up and how we dress and how we walk into a room, all of these aspects I mentioned are all tied in. And if you are in a situation where someone may belittle you or someone puts you under a lot of pressure, and you turn around to them and say, when you talk to me like that, it makes me feel, or when you talk to me like that, I don't like you talking to me like that. Please stop. It's not nice. People are going to continue talking to you in that way. But when you bring emotion and feeling into something and you elevate that with your body language, for example, when you speak to me like that, you make me feel X, Y, and Z. So you can see now I'm hitting my chest here pretty hard and saying, when you speak to me like it, you make me feel diminished. You put me down. You make me feel X, Y, and Z. There will resonate a million times more with the person who is conversing with you in that way. I can well assure you. So it's basically laying down a mark in the sand. It's something that stands and holds. And that is really, really important. You see my body language there. I'm making a point here. And because I get passionate about this, I'm really meaning business right now. I really want to drive this forward. I want to take this company to the next level. This is all the power and action that we have within our ability to connect and communicate. Now, let's think about this, not only body language, but choice of words. What words am I using when I speak? Am I using the correct language? Am I elevating my language skills, as in polished language skills? And something I want to refer back to, and I know I'm jumping around here, but this really struck a chord with me, Dr. Jacalyn. When you were in London, you've been in the corporate world for, I wouldn't say 100 years, but you've been in the corporate world for many years of your life. And then you stepped out of your comfort zone and you launched this incredible platform. You've done a lot in your life, and you've created an incredible platform for people to learn and grow from. And you've embraced people. You've given people the most incredible opportunities. Your book, Behind the Green Screen, sharing the journey, giving people the tools to be able to come and present and be on a show, or be out there and commit themselves from the front of a room on a stage. And when you were in London, we all had the privilege. You had the privilege of working with Adam Woods, who has produced some award-winning National Geographic TV shows and things like that. And he runs, as you know, that amazing program, Camera Confidence. And I know you took a huge amount away from that camera confidence as well, despite being on TV on a regular basis. And this is my point, I suppose, here is this is the power of continued professional development, continuing to look for things that push us out of our comfort zone. And we're in the same sector, the same industry, all about presenting, but you're always looking for that edge. And that, I'm sure, was an amazing golden nugget for you.
It absolutely was. Adam's doing an amazing job, and you can find him over on LinkedIn, Adam Woods. Philip, I feel like everything we're sharing today is all to help people feel good about themselves, about their situation and how they're interacting with other people. And many times when I teach this class, I'll hear from people, and that's the power of listening. People will say, I already know how to listen. I mean, this is what I do for a living. And as soon as I hear that tonality, they're putting me down. Basically, what do you think? I'm stupid. I don't know how to listen. And I think to myself, you're a coach, but you're not coachable. And I think that's really important. You and I are lifelong learners. And I think that's why we're both so passionate about what we do. And to us, we could be at a desk job somewhere working for somebody else, having a regular paycheck. People don't understand fully what it's like when you have your own business if you don't have it, because you're not guaranteed any money. Even if you have contracts, they can cancel. The pandemic, no one expected that. So how you show up for yourself and how you show up for others, and if you are not interested in being coachable and you're not interested in learning, then I think that's a real limitation in terms of your growth.
It's a mindset. It's all about our mindset. For me, it's the ability to elevate yourself. And when we come into this world, we don't have a choice. We're born into this world, and when we depart this earth, when our time's up, our time's up. But in between, in coming to this earth, the world is your oyster. And that's an old adage, it's an old cliche. But think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Every single one of us has the opportunity to make choices that can impact our lives. And whether you make a bad choice or a good choice, it's going to impact your life one way or the other. So it's as simple as sharing with people. Get off your social media because it's not serving you. It's clouding your mind. It's blurring your vision. This type of education, yes, stick with this. Listen to your incredible educational shows. The internet is a godsend from that point of view, because we can keep elevating ourselves by looking at things that add value to our lives. With all due respect, flicking through your Insta and flicking through people's lifestyles on Facebook, and that is not adding any value. It's actually polluting our brains and our minds. And again, if you looked at this whole journey, Dr. Jacalyn, if we want to give ourselves that element of building a growth mindset, it just takes one thing to ask yourself: what can I do today to help me be better than I was yesterday? Just asking yourself that one question. What can I do? One thing I can do today to be better than I was yesterday. And that will start to help you move forward in your life, because you will be looking for something that you can do today to elevate yourself. I'm always thinking about that as an individual. And that's what we impart in our coaching and training, whether you're a 6-year-old, whether you're a 75-year-old. Those are the age spans that come through our different programs. This is exactly what I would be sharing with every single person. And so much so is you can draw up a chart of things to start doing, stop doing, to try and to continue. And that in itself should hopefully elevate you to move forward. And we as human beings definitely look at things that we think are going to help us. For example, I'll just go on a shopping spree. All you've done is spend money and buy material things that will elevate you for all of 5 seconds, literally. Whereas if you took that money and you invested it in training and coaching, and honestly, I wish I could be back I don't have any regrets, but I wish I could be 19 again and know what I know now, and have coaches and mentors that I was continuously working with, because life would be a completely different ball game from an elevation point of view. I would be able to go out there and help more and more people, even on a higher level. And that's something, funny enough, I'm looking at future programs that I can be coached on, and I'm looking at engaging in a very dynamic program in the very near future.
Philip, I completely wholeheartedly concur with everything that you just said. Thinking about what's the next educational program that we're going to be involved with, how are we going to continue to grow? And just as an aside to share with you in the audience, we at this network are planning on broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And in order to do that, we need to have shows that are from different parts of the world. And so I'm going to be going out and meeting with people who are from other cultures and speak other languages, so that we can have TV shows that are in other languages. And one of the languages is French. And I'm meeting with someone in Paris to talk about that. And I thought to myself, I took French for a number of years. Why don't I interview people in French? I mean, my French isn't as good as it needs to be. So I have decided to take a 2-year course to get myself, so I'm speaking fluently. So I'll be interviewing in French in 2 years.
Boom. Love it, love it, love it. And just to add what I feel is value to what you're sharing with me, for any of you who might have, well, hopefully the names don't go amiss with people on a global level, but Serena and Venus Williams, the Williams family, obviously famous tennis players, but there was that wonderful film which was made about their journey called King Richard. But what was fascinating about the father, despite there being sort of moments of complete sort of nutcase craziness and complete sort of fastidious dictatorship and gearing up for X, Y, and Z, he wrote a business plan literally for his daughters. He put things in perspective. And one of the many aspects he made it very clear to his daughters was that they're going to need to be educated before they can elevate themselves to becoming the most unbelievable tennis players. And when you see Serena or Venus back in the day accepting a winning trophy, whether it be in France or Italy or Spain, boom, they were speaking the mother tongue of that country. That for me gives me goosebumps. That is phenomenal, because it's a way that they elevated themselves, or their father gave them the tools to elevate themselves. He laid down that foundation. And we as parents, we out there, for those of us who are parents, we have a duty. If we bring young people into this world, we've got to guide them and steer them in the best possible way we can. And this is not about how much money you've got in the bank. This is about core values. This is about core principles. This is about giving your children the ability to leverage off an amazing platform. It's the old adage in life, monkey see, monkey do. So if we as adults are doing X, Y, and Z, don't think your kids are not going to do X, Y, and Z. If you're doing ABC and it's positive and they start doing ABC, there's going to be an elevation going on. For every single person in this world, we have a duty to be a shepherd, to guide and steer people, because everything is about influence, the power of influence. And if you think about it, it's like fire. It can keep you warm and we can cook our food on it, but gee, it can burn you. It can burn you so badly that the damage is so integrated in your life, and it's very hard to come away from that. So my guidance and steering out there to every single person, hopefully a lot of people get to watch these amazing programs. I know your readership and your viewership has gone up immensely, Dr. Jacalyn. It's huge. Congratulations. And I'm breaking away. By the way, this arrived in the post, Dr. Jacalyn. I don't know if you know it, but I know the person who wrote this. You happen to be standing in front of me. This is the most incredible book that you've put together, and I cannot thank you enough, because broadcasting brilliance and the evolution of your organization, it is a godsend. It's a gift, and the learning that sits on USA Global TV and radio is there for the taking, for everybody to go in there, and you will find programs and you will find material on the platform that will serve you.
Thank you, Philip. I wasn't expecting that. It's really beautiful. I appreciate it.
This is gold. This is absolutely fantastic. And you've paid tribute to a lot of people in this book who helped you on your journey. And that really is another point to make, is that we don't stand alone, ladies and gentlemen. You've got to find people that are better than you. You've got to find people out there who you can look up to, who can guide you, who can steer you, to help you on your journey. No person goes out there and does it on their own. I mean, you look at the founder of Amazon. We all know how he got going. But it was his amazing mum who took him to night classes, who helped him along the way. She was the first person to invest in him when he came up with this incredible idea. So it just, there's so many examples of the power behind all of this.
And remember, as we're on our journey, to lend a hand to someone else, because somebody lent a hand to us. And I really believe in that. I feel that what we're doing, Philip, how we're collaborating together and how you're collaborating with others and I'm collaborating with others, is really a testament to what we stand for. And that's in helping people to find inner peace. And as I've said many times, I truly believe the more of us have inner peace, the more we're closer to world peace. And people might think that's crazy, but it's not. And it comes down to etiquette and manners, which includes listening. So these are really powerful tools. And when people embrace these tools, and by the way, we can't take one class and think we know everything, because we, as humans, we're very used to going back to the foundation. So if you take a course, you already had however many years without that course. So we have to continuously put these tools into action. And at the British School of Excellence, you've had, I don't even know how many people, thousands of people come through your doors, and everyone that I've met, and you've sent many people here. And I really want to thank you for that. Many people have taken your program and then they've come here for an interview, or maybe they've come here and they've been part of something else, or they're have a TV show. And that's because of the reputation of the British School of Excellence, because you're aligned with USA Global TV and Radio. And so people naturally would think that's an extension of you. So if you're here, then it must be a safe place for them to be here. So I just really want to thank you for that. And I think I have left Philip speechless at this point. Philip, are you with us? I don't think he's with us right now. So anyway, well, thank you for listening. I do want to share that this book has just come out. So if you would like to pick up a copy, Philip is in this book, and it's all about our journey and the evolution, how we've grown as a television network. And I've just shared with you, in case you missed it, that we will be expanding to other countries where people will be speaking in their native language. And our goal is to be running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that's with world-class education. That's not just putting programs up just because we want to have a lot of TV shows and quote some numbers to you. No, that's not important. It's important that we get to as many people as possible so that people can share their journey about their life and what's going on, so that we can help one another. All right, we're going to conclude with a couple of sponsorships. So take a look. This first one is about Broadcasting Brilliance, and then we're going to hear from Philip as we close out the show.
In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring
Well, it's been an
book.
incredible show,
Honored with
and
YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000
been an
subscribers.
absolute joy
Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting Brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio, is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
Welcome back. We actually have Philip back with us. This is The Power of Etiquette and Manners on USA Global TV and Radio. And today we're talking about silent language, which is body language. Let's welcome the principal and founder of the British School of Excellence, Mr. Philip Sykes, back to the program. Hello.
Hello. Thank you very much, Dr. Jacalyn. I hear exactly what you were saying on every level. And this is the beauty about people out there. Every single one of us have got a story in us, and everyone can go out there and make a difference. And I want people to understand the importance of this. And I love the fact that you were sharing the fact that it's not only that inner peace that we can attain within our lives, but the more we can achieve in our lives and the more we can help other people, the more that will hopefully be like a domino effect. And it really is that powerful. And there's that wonderful quote written that says, if we all do a random act of kindness on a daily basis, we may just set the world in the right direction. And I really, really wholeheartedly believe that, because this is all about action. This is all about doing good in this world. And every single one of us has the opportunity to do that. And we should not allow our mood to dictate our manners. Unfortunately, that's easier said than done. And this is where we as human beings can continue on our learning journeys to learn tools and powerful ways of how we can circumvent certain situations and make our relationships smoother. And this is the power behind what the British School of Excellence does, what Dr. Jacalyn does, and it all is so beautifully intertwined.
Philip, thank you so much for that. And by the way, when we lost you for a little while, I was really giving you a wonderful tribute. I don't know if you heard it or not, but I was thanking you for all of the people you have sent to this platform or who have found us as a result of you. And because of the fact that people respect you and they respect your organization, they innately respected me without even meeting me and this organization. And that's what I want people to understand, that we're all interconnected. It's all intertwined. And I just know you've done so much for me. I mean, introducing me to Dr. Justina Matali, and I got to go to the World Summit on Women and Girls. And I could go on and on with all the people that you've sent here. So I just want people to recognize and realize, align yourselves with people like Philip, who are doing things in this world to change people's lives for the good.
That's what it's about. Absolutely what it's about. We've got to leave this world having done some amazing things. And if we've changed just one person's life or helped one person, we've done a lot. But we all have the power to create that domino effect. We really and truly do. And that's something everyone needs to really start believing in and trusting in, because it is the power behind our existence on this earth. Whatever time we are given here, we need to make the most of it.
Philip, one thing that just came to mind, and I know we're coming to the end, but we have to change your banner and we have to add author onto this banner. So tell us about your journey as an author.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Jacalyn. Well, we have this incredible book. I have a copy of it, if I may. I'll just step out of the studio for a second. And this is our amazing book called Crushing Etiquette. This particular copy, by the way, it's been translated into a couple of languages. This is in Portuguese and was launched in Brazil at the end of last year. I had the privilege of launching this with our business partner, Patrícia Junqueira, who has the British School of Excellence in Brazil. And it is a fantastic book. Don't take my word for it, because we've had some incredible reviews thus far, and reviews from very dynamic people who are an authority in their sector, their industry. They sit on various different chambers of commerce, they sit on different boards, and we've had some really wonderful feedback on this particular book. And it is called the Crushing Etiquette. As Dr. Jacalyn quite rightly said at the beginning of today's show, this is not about posh people. It's got zero to do with that. This is a toolbox that every single person should be given from the moment they're born. And we as human beings have the ability to be able to do that, even if we weren't born into a family that instilled it or insisted on it. This is something monkey see, monkey do. And through the consistency of guidance and steering, we can really start to elevate one another. And this is what this book's about. It's giving you a toolbox of ways to network, of ways to think about how you can connect with people on a more dynamic level. Body language, it talks about dining etiquette, it talks about your emotional intelligence, it goes into the power of dress and dress codes, it goes into aspects of our lives that we do every single day of our lives. So by adding this toolbox into your life, it's only going to do one thing, and that's going to elevate you to a completely different level.
Phil, congratulations on all your success with the book. And I really would like to have you on the Corner Bookstore for Red to interview you, and also on my show, Creating a World of Possibilities, because what you just shared about what you've done, I don't know that we've had any authors on who have, we do, Zane is one, but who has their book translated into other languages, because that's something for anyone who is looking to get a larger readership. For people that you want to bring value, have your book translated, but what's the distribution process? I think you're really on to something there.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was very much an incentive, well, not even an incentive. It was very much Patricia in Brazil orchestrated that. And it was a godsend. It really was. We had the privilege of presenting to a room of about 200 people. And yeah, just what an experience. And I had the privilege, and I literally, I think I must have signed that particular day from memory about 150 books with a personal message in each single book. It wasn't just a signature. It was finding out a little bit about each person. It did keep people waiting. We had 2 evenings where we had the privilege to launch the book and really put some sincere wording and guidance and steering and motivation into the inside cover of each book.
I love what you just shared, because I know for myself as an author, many times I will give my book away as just my business card. And I think to myself, oh, they're looking, I have to write, like, what am I going to write? And I don't know anything about the person. So I think that in and of itself could be an entire conversation. And the pen that you're using, and do you handwrite, or is it in script, or where do you put it in the book? And there's so many questions, because when you give that book to someone, that is a gift that they're then going to have. Maybe they're going to pass it on to someone else. But what you wrote and how you wrote it and what you felt maybe comes through in the handwriting. Because we've had a person here who's a handwriting expert, and he offered that if you understand handwriting, you can even tell how the person's feeling, or what age they are, or is their health declining. So I think that's really interesting. And you are an expert in all those areas, because I think they all come underneath etiquette.
Of course. Absolutely. It really does. And we can go on different tangents here. And I think we better not, because we'd be here for a whole week into all the aspects and angles that we've been discussing and talking about. But we can definitely go into that specific area of just the power of handwritten anything, and getting to really put down some meaningful pointers, notes, anecdotes, bits of words of motivation that could change someone's life in an instant.
Philip, you have worked with some of the most prestigious companies in the world. For people who are out there and they're thinking, I'd like to bring Philip into my organization, what are some of the things that you can train a workforce on, or the front line people who are dealing with the customers, or call center representatives? What are some of the things that you specialize in, you and your organization, for corporates?
We focus heavily on the word time. People might think time. If you really break that down, and it's very much a word that spells many things. It's how children spell love. And I know I'm detracting here, but I get very passionate about these things. A child doesn't spell love as in LOVE. They spend it about time, quality time with parents. And that's one by the by. But we are selling an amazing opportunity to understand the time that a client is with you is the most precious moment, because time does not do refunds. And so through that ability of that art of time and connection, it's the ability to really build that incredible rapport and understand who's in front of you, so that you can then deliver an exceptional and exceptional service. And this ties back into everything and more that we've been discussing on this show today. It is that power and the art of listening. It is the power and importance of your body language, the art of communication, the art of conversation, elevating your language to polished language skills, your power to really finite, as in A, B, C, D, E, always be connecting the dots. In other words, letting that person share with you little bits of their life that you can then plant in your mind, that the next time you connect with them, you can reiterate, you can reconnect with them on something that means something to that person. So it really is a dive into giving human beings these quintessential tools and the toolbox that will elevate an organization. Let's remember one thing. Your biggest asset in any organization is the people that you take on board. If you don't train them and you don't coach them and educate them, that is on your head. And this is where we come in as an organization. We bring passion. We do work with brands such as Cartier, Montclair, Alfred Dunhill, Four Seasons Hotel Group, and that's just to name a few. So it is the power behind the human connection, and it's the power of etiquette, manners, and emotional intelligence in a sphere.
I highly recommend that people reach out to Philip and the organization. The best way to do so is email hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. And also we've got a WhatsApp phone number, your website, thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. Philip, we're going to close out with hearing from you about the polished professional. Can you just tell our audience a little bit about what they're about to see and hear?
Certainly. Again, as an organization, we've realized that time is of essence, and not everyone has the privilege to sit through hours and hours of coaching and training. So we've got two elements and approaches to the polished professional. We have our e-learning platform where you can buy a program, download it, it's yours for life, and you can do it at times to suit you. The other approach is either in person in your organization or through the power of Zoom. And the polished professional, literally, it gives you those tools. As it does what it says on the tin. It polishes you. It gives you that advantage. It gives you these nuances. It focuses on that attention to detail. And everything I've just shared about what we work with organizations and companies, this is exactly what the polished professional offers. And one of our students, Darren Carter, many years ago, off his own back, sent in an amazing testimonial, verbal. He recorded it and he did it off the bat. And there's an element of his testimonial where he says he got a 16,900% return on his investment, which knocked my socks off. He said, if this were a stock, it would be on the front page of every newspaper. And that is what it did for Darren, who came through the Polished Professional. And when you go onto the Polished Professional page on our website, you can actually see the video of Darren Carter talking about the aspects and the power behind what he achieved off the back of the Polished Professional. So, ladies and gentlemen, a conversation doesn't hurt. If there's anything we can help you with out there, it'll be an absolute true honor and a joy to be able to connect and engage.
And for our audience only, I just want to spell out the website. It's the British School of Excellence. So the British, THEBRITISH School, SCHOOL of Excellence, EXCELLENCE.com. And the email address is hello@thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. We have a very large following on the podcast platforms also, Phil, which is the audio only. So our live streams become podcasts after the fact. So we want to make sure our audio audience only can reach you as well. Okay.
Fantastic.
Let's head over to watch The Polished Professional. And Philip, you and I will be back in a couple of weeks. And in the meantime, everyone, please remember the way you're showing up leaves an impression on other people. And if you can be anything, Philip, be kind.
Just wishing everybody the most incredible rest of their week. The weekend's upon us. Take the opportunity to go out there and elevate yourself. It's up to you at the end of the day. And I'm going to encourage you on every level, whoever you connect with and engage with, make sure they bring value to your life and bring positivity to your life. Get rid of the negativity, get rid of negative people in your life. And that in itself will help you elevate yourself.
Absolutely. Very well said. All right, Philip and I are signing off. Take a look at The Polished Professional, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Jacalyn, bye-bye.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents our partner and sponsor, Mr. Philip Sykes and the British School of Excellence. Building confidence, changing lives. And now, proudly presenting The Polished Professional.
On a transformative journey with the British School of Excellence's comprehensive suite of masterclasses, crafted to elevate your professional and personal life. 8 outstanding modules will elevate you to the next level. Module 1, Exploring Life's Purpose, delves into the depths of self-discovery, guiding you to chart your unique path to fulfillment and success. Module 2, Mastering Professional Presence and Confidence. This masterclass is a deep dive into the art of self-assurance and commanding presence, which is essential for standing out in today's competitive landscape. Module 3, Learn the secrets of visual impact, how to curate a personal style that amplifies your professional brand. Module 4, Mastering Professional Etiquette and Communication Excellence, navigating the nuances of corporate interaction with grace and tact. Module 5, Elegance in Eloquence. We impart powerful techniques to captivate and persuade any audience with your oratory skills. Module 6, Unlock the potential of your emotional intelligence, EQ, and harness the ability to connect, empathize, and lead with emotional savvy. Module 7, Mastering DISC, building a gateway to understanding behavioral styles, fostering better personal and professional relationships. Module 8, Mastery in Dining Etiquette, building your confidence to perfect the subtleties of dining with finesse, enhancing your social savviness at any table. Step into the Polished Professional program where poise, elegance, and excellence aren't just taught, they're instilled for life. Join us to redefine your potential and polish your professional edge.
To learn more, go to thebritishschoolofexcellence.com. The British School of Excellence are investors in people. Let us invest in you.
Ever dreamed of hosting your own TV show, sharing your story with a global audience? Now's your chance to shine. At USA Global TV and Radio, we make it easy for you to create, host, and broadcast your very own TV show. Whether you're a storyteller, entrepreneur, or industry expert, we help you bring your vision to life. With our exclusive interview, live streaming, and podcasting training, you'll gain the skills and confidence to captivate your audience. Our global platform ensures your voice is heard worldwide. Join our community of creators who are already making an impact, one show at a time. Step into the spotlight. Host your own TV show on USA Global TV and Radio. Book your discovery call today at usaglobaltv.com. Copyright 2025. USA Global TV and Radio. All rights reserved. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit usaglobaltv.com.
USA Global TV and Radio proudly presents Steve Klein Art at steveklein.art.
My name is Steve Klein, born Manchester, England, 1953. My quest in my lifetime is to create artwork from my soul and the deepness within my wildest dreams and fantasies. In 2012, my heart stopped when I was given too much anesthetic for a minor knee operation, and this near-death experience took me to another multidimensional world, an out-of-body experience, and I was given the gift of being blessed by an overwhelming, burning passion to become, for the very first time in my life, an artist with an eternal, passionate desire to bring my art, which I've named multidimensional, subliminal, freeform art, to the world, as only 3% recover from what I experienced, and now in my golden years want to release my cosmic, vital energy through my art to allow people to be a part of my cosmic dance.
To learn more, email roccogoodwine@gmail.com. For VIP pricing, mention USA Global TV and Radio.
In a world full of noise, misunderstandings, and interruptions, master the art of listening with Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck is the listening mentor of USA Global TV and Radio and the Amazon #1 best-selling author of Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening. Elevate your listening. Elevate your life. Join a global learning experience in person or via Zoom. Reserve your spot today. usaglobaltv.com/book-your-session or drjacalyn.thinkific.com. Join Dr. Kerbeck's listening courses or hire her to unlock deeper connections and authentic conversations.
In a world craving connection, one platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers, discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting Brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio, is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
Thank you, viewers and listeners of USA Global TV and Radio, for joining us today. We're honored to have your time and attention as part of our global community. At USA Global TV and Radio, we believe in the power of authentic conversations, meaningful connections, and creating a world of possibilities together. Want to be part of something bigger? Join our team of elevated listeners at usaglobaltv.com, a space where your voice matters and your ability to listen transforms relationships. Stay connected with us across all our platforms for thought-provoking discussions, expert insights, and empowering stories. Subscribe to our channels at youtube.com/c/usaglobaltv. Follow us on social media and explore the endless opportunities we're creating for growth, learning, and inspiration. Together, we're not just broadcasting, We're building bridges and changing lives one conversation at a time. For inquiries, contact us at info@usaglobaltv.com. Music by Johnny Dies. Produced by Executive Producer and Director Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Voiceover by Mike Porter. Creative Direction by Paul Garcia. All rights reserved. Copyright 2025. Visit usaglobaltv.com to view our full terms and conditions.